All right, what's up, everybody? Oh, I actually need music too. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. If today is your first episode, welcome to Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, where over the next hour, we are going to be keeping you up to date and current on all the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. And I'll be doing everything in my power, including real time business continuity planning to keep you up to date and ready to go. Stay tuned. We got a great show for you. Might need a little help with the levels. Here we go. All right, what's up, everybody? Give me a second. Figure out what my audio levels are. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let me know. So I got the music playing, but I'm not sure if my microphone is also tied to it. Good morning, Devin Grady, squad member. Excited to announce that today is the first day as a cyber threat intel analyst with SC Kick. Holy crap, dude. Jesus, let's go. I came in like a All right, so really quick, worth noting, congratulations, Devin Grady, and want you to know, everybody, that I was actually at the SC Kick annual conference with Devin Grady just a couple months ago, and it was all gravy, baby. So hey, I do want to play the music. Let me know if my microphone goes down or up with it. All right, dude, super pumped for you. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, guys, so check it out. Listen, this episode, this show, Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief, what we do here is we go through the top cyber news stories of the day, and I do everything within my power to tap into my 20 years of experience and my professional network of colleagues and friends to get you all of the information, data points, and insights that you need in order to be the CEO of you and absolutely crush it as a cybersecurity professional like a boss. That's what we're doing here every single day, Monday through Friday. Today is episode 987 of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief. So we've been going hard for a couple years. I want you all to know we did start late. Just as a quick aside, I was out Thursday and Friday last week, as many of you know, and I had a good time. Went to a wedding with my wife and family on Tidbits Tuesday tomorrow. I'm excited to show you guys some photos of that experience. Obviously, Mrs. Auger looking like an absolute rocket and just having a great time. Her smile is infectious, and I've caught it on camera for all of you to see. Now, what I want you to know is I almost feel like you get penalized or punished for taking time off from work. I come back from taking a 2-day vacation, and my soundboard doesn't work. My camera's capture card, I had to reset. I had to swap the soundboard out. Like, I don't even know audio levels are good. It's like, vibe with me for a second, if you will. All right, friggin' music's too loud. I'm just going to cut the music. Mistletoe 1232. Dude, here's my thing. Whether you own the business, you work at the business, you go away for a few days and you come back and you have like 1,000 emails. People didn't treat it like you were gone. They're like, hey, can you do this? It's due Monday. And you're like, bro, you're killing me, Smalls. Like, it's killing me. So we are going to get reset and sorted out up here. Yes, Elliot Matisse, I do feel like my hardware, have you guys seen Snowpiercer? I mean, well, really quick, spoiler alert. So if you don't want Snowpiercer ruined for you, I encourage you to hit mute or pause or whatever. So I'm going to count down from 5, and then I'm going to ruin Snowpiercer. But if you've seen it, you've seen it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In Snowpiercer, they have these kids that they stick under the train, like in the mechanical parts, because they're small and they can move their hands and stuff. I feel like that's me in this studio, right? Like I'm in here like an organic part of the machine. And if I leave for a few days, the thing just starts imploding in on itself. I'm being punished by the studio. Buffer Auger flow, you're killing me. Anyways, we got a great show for you. I'm super pumped. Here, I wish we could play the music. I kind of want to upend my desk right now. DJ B-Sec's in the house. Good to see you, DJ B-Sec. All right, guys. We got a great show for you. Every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, file it away. Once a year, count those screenshots, divide by 2, and that's how many CPEs you have. You can earn up to 120 CPEs per year. So giddy up on that. Definitely more than you need for any certification out there on the market. I also want to let you know, if today's your first episode, Sean Filler, Brewmaster, first time live, long time Spotify listener. Listen, we're going to count it first time live. Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. Dude, I got to tell you, hold on. I'm going to fix this because I absolutely have zero tolerance for the soundboard not being loud. All right, output device. We're putting you on music. All right, I think it's got its own channel now. Let's see. Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah, now that one's loud, right? You feel me, people? Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah, oh yeah. Hopefully that's a bit louder for everybody. Where was I? Oh, let's pay the bills. Shout out to the stream sponsors. Holla, holla, holla. Stream sponsors who are tuning in for the first time in a long time are like, what is this guy doing? How are we sponsoring him? I'm telling you, the show's great. It's organic. You feel me? All right, let's say quick shout out and love. 2, we're going to do Barricade Cyber. Well, that's interesting. All right, so Eric Taylor, looks like Fortified 365 is no longer found. Let's try this. Okay. Eric Taylor, we are experiencing an issue. Looks like, hey, guys, I got to tell you, it looks like today's one of those days. You know, it looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays. All right, so Barricade Cyber's down. That's not good. How's anti-siphon training? They're up. Threat Locker's up. Delete Me's up. Flare's up. All right, let's pay some bills, yo. All right, guys, I want to say quick shout out and love to stream sponsors, starting with Flare. Guys, I kind of messed up last week. I did Delete Me on Monday, Flare on Tuesday, Wednesday, neither on Thursday, Friday, because Daniel was doing it. So it was all messed up. It looks like AWS is starting to have an issue. That's interesting. Okay. Flare Academy brings cutting edge industry practitioners to you. Yeah, AWS has an outage. We got it. I love it. You know what? I'm just going to say it. My soundboard and capture card also run on AWS. Cool. And which is not true. They're not at all related. But I'm going to throw it in there. Hey, listen. If management asks me why the soundboard was down, if management asks me why the capture card wasn't working, let's all collectively say AWS is down and send them a link to the Down Detector website and buy ourselves some time. Management's not going to know. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, yo, seriously, though, Flare Academy, they have an amazing training coming with Justin Furness, CEO, founder of Secure Coders, ctem.org. Check this hotness out. Bringing order to continuous threat exposure management with standard language. Guys, if you didn't know, I actually did a course on continuous threat exposure management. It's a bit of the evolution of vulnerability management. And you should know about it, I guess, basically is what I'm trying to say. Gartner created it as a category. Executives are talking about it. Hiring managers are talking about it. If you bust these terms out in job interviews, it'll help you stand out. Believe that. This is a free webinar, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on November 5th. November 5th, a Wednesday, right after Simply CyberCon. Ooh, ooh. So giddy up on that. I also want to say shout out and love to Anti-Siphon Training. Anti-Siphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by offering high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, including you, Phil Stafford, Dennis Keefe, Edit by Kata, all of us. And listen, this week, right now, it's probably too late, but possibly not. SOC Core Skills with John Strand. Yes, you could still enroll right now. You can enroll right now, dude. $25 to $300. Typically, you can find a way to get this for $0. John Strand, SOC Core Skills, 16 hours, 4 days. If you just got laid off, if you're taking the week off, but you're looking for an activity, if you just want to have a slow week at work and want to refresh your skill set, this is 11 a.m. to like 3 p.m. So it's right in the middle of the day. You can check all your email, get all your things done, take the class, close out any outstanding items at the end of the day. It's awesome, okay? Giddy up on that. I'm going to drop a link to that. SOC Core Skills with John Strand. And if they ask you, tell them you're a member of #TeamSC. Boom, baby. We typically run roughshod on anti-siphon trainings. So it's all good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we did Flare. Let's do Threat Locker, and then we'll do Fortify 365 at the end of the show. Threat Locker, and when I come back, I'm going to tell you what today's day is. It is Monday. We got a special segment coming up. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. Alrighty. So thank you very much. We're going to do the Barricade Cyber at the end of the show per Eric's request. But do me a favor, everyone. Get ready to relax. Be informed. Have fun. And I want you to know that every single day of the week has a special segment. And Mondays is Simply Cyber's Community Member of the Week, sponsored by Threat Locker. Threat Locker, whose ad we just read, they also pay a couple shekels to sponsor the Community Member of the Week, which I turn around and give $100 Amazon gift card or Simply Cyber merch to the Community Member of the Week. We got a great one for you. I don't know if he is in chat. There's a hint, little teaser. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but we will see him, and all you know him. Also, really quickly, I saw in chat that at Snake 00085 is going to be in the SOC Core Skills with John Strand. Sound off in chat, if you will. Sound off on if you're going to be in the anti-siphon training today. Great networking opportunity. Now, if you're watching right now and you're wondering, how are we 20 minutes in and we haven't even talked about the daily cyber threat news yet because Jerry's flapping his gums? Bear with me, friend. We started late because of audio issues. I've been off for a few days. Cut me some slack, Jack. All right, let's get to the news. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over you in an awesome wave.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, October 20th, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. Europol dismantles 49 million fake account SIM farm. On Friday, the European Union's law enforcement agency Europol announced the disruption of a sophisticated cybercrime-as-a-service platform that ran a SIM farm which enabled phishing and investment fraud. The agency's operation, SIM Cartel, involved 26 searches and made 7 arrests, along with the seizure of 1,200 SIM box devices with 40,000 active SIM cards, which had enabled the creation of more than 49 million online accounts. The operation, which involved the cooperation of Austria, Estonia, Finland, Latvia, Europol, and Eurojust, the European Union Agency for Criminal Justice Cooperation, targeted a network linked to over 3,200 cyber fraud cases in Austria and Latvia, causing combined losses exceeding 4.9 million euros.
Wow, okay.
Regulators! Mount up.
Holy crap, dude. Okay, so first of all, way to go, Europol. If you've been a fan of the show for a minute, you know I love myself some Europol, Interpol type action. Right now, guys, this shouldn't surprise you, right? Threat actors that are sophisticated, they want to make money, they do a good job doing it. They have backers, right? Like financial backing. Even if you don't have financial backing like VC money, like again, think about it. Cyber criminals are just businesses. Their business is crime. VC money investing in like a new EDR solution, a new CTEM solution. How about investing in a new criminal enterprise? Why not, right? So all this, the space itself, the hardware, all the SIM cards, the infrastructure, this is big money, yo. And they set it up. Now they're also selling it as a service. So it's like a criminal B2B type play here. But think about how many, every individual has, not every individual, but many individuals have at least one cell phone on them right now. If you've gotten a text message about late toll fees, or you've gotten a text message about your UPS package, all of that has to be coming from a phone number, right? And you can use services like Twilio or whatever for virtual phone numbers. But a lot of the defensive capabilities out there are thwarting that type of activity. So this is one of the most like brute force circumventing control techniques I've seen in quite a while, and it's highly effective. 80 countries, 49 million fake accounts. If you think about creating a Google account right now, one of the things that you have to do is give a phone number in order to like prove you're human, right? And at the time, that control seems perfectly reasonable. What kind of person would go get a fake phone number in order to do this? No, it's not scalable. It's not real. Well, guess what? Hold my beer, says criminal actors. This also reminds me, did you, like a couple of weeks ago in New York City, Secret Service like kicked down a door in Queens or something and found like a SIM farm, and people were like, oh my God, is this to do like a denial of service availability attack on the United Nations? I don't know, maybe, but this seems much more practical, right? As far as like investing in this type of stuff. This is going to be detrimental to the threat actors. I do want to say, normally when we're evaluating impact to threat actor activities, when you when you break down their infrastructure, like taking down their global dark web marketplace or disrupting their infrastructure for managing ransomware, it's usually a pretty quick turnaround on getting back up, because you don't cut the head of the snake off. You are just delaying the threat actors from doing their things. In this particular instance, not only did law enforcement arrest several people who was involved, so like that to me is awesome. What's also impactful is like, dude, this infrastructure is not easy, cheap, or fast to rebuild. So even if they didn't arrest the threat actors behind it, recreating this is not trivial. So this is definitely going to set them back quite a ways. And then the fact that they arrested those individuals makes me absolutely pants off, loving life, all about good times. So 1,700 individual cyber fraud cases in Austria, 15 in Latvia, $5 million in losses in just those two countries alone. Phishing, smishing, all the things that you would expect. As far as a practitioner goes, number one, I would say as a practitioner, it's worth looking at this story just to see how this threat actor infrastructure kind of worked. Because when you're, giving, like, you'll be asked to speak at non-tech things like, oh, hey, can you come speak to the, I don't like as an example, I'm going next week to speak to the state of South Carolina's agency CIOs, right? This right here is an awesome story because people know about phishing. People know about, not necessarily C2 infrastructure, but they kind of have an idea of how the current state of threat actor behavior goes. This one kind of flips the script and introduces a whole new dimension to it, which is interesting. And that's another thing that we want to do with awareness training is we want it to be interesting, to pique interest, to get engagement. So people are listening to us instead of dorking around on their cell phone while you're talking to them. So this is a good one. I don't know what they do with this infrastructure. I don't know if they destroy it or if they try to do something with it, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, here's a gross one. Really quick, just as a tangible example. One of the attacks that they used is using WhatsApp to target like a parent and pretend to be the daughter or son and say, hey, I got a new phone number. Can you wire me money for $1,000 or whatever? Like a 4-figure range. So $1,000 to $9,999. Again, guys, here's the deal. It costs money to set up this infrastructure, but it costs nothing to send these WhatsApp text messages. So you might be like, who's going to fall for that? Well, guess what? You send 1 million out and 1% fall for it. That's 10,000 people. If 10,000 people each send $1,000, what is that? 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. That's $10 million, right? That's straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
China's Silver Fox Group takes WinOS 4.0 to Japan and Malaysia. The group behind the WinOS 4.0 malware family, that is spelled WINOS, is making headlines once again, expanding their footprint of targets beyond China and Taiwan to include Japan and Malaysia, and including another remote access Trojan, which is being tracked as Holding Hands Rat, also known as Ghost Bins. A researcher with Fortinet's FortiGuard Labs stated in a report that the campaign, quote, relied on phishing emails with PDFs that contained embedded malicious links, and that these files masqueraded as official documents from the Ministry of Finance and included numerous links in addition to the one that delivered the WinOS 4.0. The malware is generally attributed to a Chinese cybercrime group known as Silver Fox.
All right, so this is a good one for practitioners just to kind of like feel themselves. Again, they're targeting Taiwan, Japan, Malaysia. So I know we have an international community, but for the most part, most of us in chat aren't going to be necessarily targeted by this. It doesn't mean that these attacks can't be redirected and sent to you, right? But if you like, I don't know, like friggin' ZMIF, right? Like if Zach got an email in like Cantonese, and Zach, I'm making some assumptions here, but like you can't even read the email, right? Like, are you going to fall for a fish if you can't even read it? So this is not targeting us. What is interesting is the attack sequence, though. They send a PDF document posing as a tax regulation draft that includes a URL to a web page. The URL prompts the victim to download a zip archive, which again, the victim then has to decompress and then run unless the actual archive. Oh boy, here we go. Hold on one second. Unless the, they're exploiting the archive application itself, which I seriously doubt is the case, right? So, so many things have to go wrong. Like, honestly, I hate to be such a peckerhead, right? I hate to be such a, actually, I hate to be that guy, but like literally for you to fall for this, you have to get a phishing email. Then you have to fall for it and download, go to a link. When you go to the link, you have to believe the website and then download a zip archive. Then you have to believe the zip archive and decompress it and know how to decompress it. And once you decompress it, then you have to run some type of JavaScript or binary or something like that. Here, let's look at this. It's just like the level of steps that have to happen. Guys, I work in business a little bit now. Like, you really want to reduce friction for your customers or your clients or your community or whatever. You want to reduce friction, right? Every click is an opportunity for someone to be like, I'm just exhausted. I can't deal with this. Yet somehow threat actors are convincing victims to take multi-step. Like, you almost need to put a tutorial video together for the victim to follow. All right, so I can't, here we go. So this, I don't even know what language this is in. Dokam Ade Kukai Dan, whatever that is. There's an executable that I assume this is a bit of a step forward. So at this point, you can see step one is the executable running. At this point, you've already downloaded, decompressed, and now you're running the executable, presumably thinking it's a PDF. I don't typically victim shame here, but
You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
I mean, what are we up to here? So once you run the executable, it sideloads a dynamic link library, right? Whatever, which then pushes some type of DAT file. And then at that point, it writes it puts a binary into the system32. It says service host number 2 here. I guess the service host is going to run the sideloaded DLL, which then reaches out to the threat actor infrastructure at this IP address. So number one, I would just say, this IP address you'll definitely want to block or treat like an IOC for sure. IP addresses are simple to change, though. It's been a minute since I talked about David Bianco's Pyramid of Pain. You should be aware of this. You can see here in the Pyramid of Pain, the IP addresses are close to the bottom, the easy level as far as changing. So don't even get sweaty on that. But, I will tell you, I see some people in chat talking about the saxophone. If you don't know, I do have a thing for infographics, but I was with Mrs. Auger all weekend and we were getting dressed up all fancy bits, right? So this infographics got nothing on my wife. All right, so let's keep going here. It's got a persistence. Okay, so final thing I'll tell you guys. This is a straightforward thing. Educate your end users on not falling for these phishing attacks. A little bit of a more element. There is a persistence mechanism in here, the task scheduler. It's a Windows service that allows users to control when operations are run. The task scheduler's recovery setting is configured to restart the service 1 minute after it fails. So this is a very popular mechanism for persistence, i.e., you're a defender, you kill this process, or you restart the service, or you reboot the computer. Task scheduler is going to put it back in place. Again, you can find this. You can find this by looking in task scheduler. As far as I know, you can't hide. You can't hide things in task scheduler, but you got to know to look for them. Also, detection engineers look for things being added to task scheduler. Oh my God, Marcus Kyler. Oh my God, Marcus Kyler. I wish I had the Metal Gear Solid one. I might add that. Ooh. All right, here we go.
Increased use of AI in extortion and ransomware cyber attacks, says Microsoft. Following up on a story we covered on Friday's cybersecurity headlines, as well as in a great discussion in the Week in Review show, Microsoft's annual Digital Threats Report shows that in addition to the proliferation of password attacks, that AI is increasingly being used by threat actors to boost their power by, quote, automating phishing, scaling social engineering, creating synthetic media, finding vulnerabilities faster, and creating malware that can adapt itself, end quote. The report also adds that defenders are also increasing their usage of AI to, quote, spot threats, close detection gaps, catch phishing attempts, and protect vulnerable users, end quote. A link to the Microsoft report is available in the show notes to this episode.
All right. Oh, hold on. Did we get a wrecking ball? Michael Jr.? Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking. See, we stopped the show for wrecking balls. And if you're one of the people who are like, just do your news, Jerry, I appreciate that, but we're a community. Michael Eisen Jr. says, I would like to announce that I was hired as a security engineer team lead. Start next week. Thank you. Don't give up. My man. I came in like a wrecking ball. This is what a boss looks like. Congratulations, dude. All right. So Microsoft releases their annual digital defense report. Guys, these large players in the space, Cisco, Palo Alto, Intel, Microsoft, etc., Verizon, they release these annual reports. They're great information, right? It's typically, remember, Microsoft has billions of endpoints collecting telemetry out in the world. So like these reports are very much based on reality, not some, nerds up in a nerdery, like the Ivory Tower, right? If you want to do a reach back to a classic Magic the Gathering card, this is based on reality and real information. Okay. So, it's also October and cybersecurity awareness training month. So, or cybersecurity awareness month. So a lot of these reports come out. Key themes: threat actors are using AI to scale phishing and automate intrusions. Hello. 2024 is on the phone. They would like their hot take back. Collaboration, cybercrimes industrializing. Again, access brokers selling entry to thousands of orgs. Okay, check it out, man. I've got a very, very hot take here. Okay, number one, like this is more of the same. Okay, their key themes are threat actors are using AI to scale operations. Yeah, no kidding. This has been the deal. Like, I'm sorry, Microsoft. I love what you do, Microsoft. Like tons and tons of great research, great tooling, great operating system. I'm with you on the Windows 10 retirement. Okay, I got your back on that one, Microsoft. But on this one, I don't feel like this. I mean, it's good to reiterate and reinforce the obvious here. But to me, this is not groundbreaking. Either that, or I got my ear to the street and I'm just informed, or it's because we do the daily cyber threat brief. But listen, threat actors are using AI to scale. No kidding. Welcome to the party. Number two, adversaries are accelerating hybrid and cloud disruption. Yes, AWS is down right now, right? Okay. Resiliency, I've been saying that for years. It's cyber resiliency, not cyber security. Hello. Collaboration. Now, one thing that they don't talk about here that I think that they missed as an opportunity, it's probably because the report was already written going through edits. They're saying that there's a breakout in the cybercrime environment where threat actors are no longer doing the entire cyber kill chain. They're getting specialized, right? So I'm good at getting access. You're good at setting up C2 infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, all we have to do is go back to the first story. This is an example. This is a cybercrime business-to-business service operating this SIM farm. These threat actors' customers are other criminals. They're not using this infrastructure to attack themselves. So this has been around for years. Microsoft is not, disrupting the world right now. The only thing that they didn't mention here is that threat actor groups are now combining forces to form cabals or gangs, if you will, right? We saw Shiny Hunter, Lapsus, and friggin' Scattered Spider team up. We also saw another one team up recently. I can't remember. There's another group that's teamed up. I forget that we talked about last week or the week before. Anyways, pull this report. The only thing I can say as a practitioner, okay, the only thing I can advise you is the following. You can tell leadership and management till you're blue in the face that, hey, X, Y, and Z, we need money, we need better defense, we need tighter policy, etc. And they don't do anything. Throw a Microsoft report or throw a adversaries have destructive campaigns up 87% and then put -Microsoft report. And maybe you get a bit more traction, right? Because now it's Microsoft saying it, not you. So it's not fair, but it is the reality.
Envoy Air confirms Oracle e-business suite compromise. The airline, which is a regional and wholly owned subsidiary of American Airlines, has become the second company to confirm the theft of information as a result of a breach of their Oracle e-business suite application. The hacking campaign is alleged to be run by the Russian Klop group, and it obtained what is being described as, quote, a limited amount of business information and commercial contact details, end quote. The Klop gang apparently made a claim that it had stolen information from American Airlines by adding the company to its leak site. However, a spokesperson for American Airlines said the claim, quote, pertained to Envoy Air, and that American Airlines itself does not use the Oracle e-business suite application, end quote.
All right. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do too much. When did they get popped? That's the real question here. We're going to judge. We're going to judge so hard. Where is it? All right, it doesn't say. So this Oracle e-business suite vulnerability came out like 2 weeks ago. It was we talked about it. It was going to be actively exploited. Got to get in front of it. You got to patch it. You got to patch it. And if you don't, you're going to get slapped in the mouth. Threat actors can use Shodan to find these things. Looks like Envoy Air didn't get the memo. To all the people at Envoy Air, welcome to the daily cyber threat brief. You would have, not to say you would have known, but like, you know, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. So the only question is this impact business operations, or is this just got their stuff here? It doesn't even go into explaining what what data they got. Here we go. FBI Assistant Director Brett Leatherman said last week, the campaign is a stop what you're doing and patch immediately vulnerability. Okay? You can see it at the bottom there. I have been saying, like, again, I am not in any way the end all be all. The cybersecurity does not start and stop with me, Donnie. Okay? But what I am telling you is, when I and others in chat, I think Marcus Kyler said it at the time too, when we do throw out the stop the stream and go fix this, it's not done haphazardly. It's literally done when it warrants it, because we've worked in industry for a very long time, and there's certain kind of events that you want to get in front of, and this is one of them. You gotta patch it. Do not be a statistic.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. Imagine having the power to decide exactly what runs in your IT environment and blocking everything else by default. That's what ThreatLocker delivers. As a zero-trust endpoint protection platform, ThreatLocker fills the gaps traditional solutions leave behind, giving your business stronger security and control. Don't just react to threats, stop them with ThreatLocker.
All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. All right. Again, my audio is all jacked up, so I don't know. I want to play music, but I don't know if I can. So what we're going to do is not play music. We're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the mid-roll. Thank you so much for being here. Genuinely appreciate all of you. I want to say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors, Barricade, Anti-Siphon Flare, and ThreatLocker. Give me 1 second. Every single day of the week has a special segment. But before we get into that, I do want to say shout out and thanks to Barricade Cyber Solutions. Many of you know them, Eric Taylor, Justin Gold, the team over there. And they actually host a monthly webinar series around ransomware. I don't know exactly what this one is for, but the Fortified 365 webinar series, this is a Tenable CIS Microsoft 365 Foundations webinar series. I don't have more information on this. I assume it's run by Eric Taylor and the team at Barricade to provide guidance on how you can help configure your Microsoft 365 environment to be compliant with the compliance standards that you need to comply with. A lot of compliance in there. So CIS 18 or NIST CSF or, HIPAA, like whatever it is. That's what this webinar series is about. It is hosted by Eric Taylor, so it is going to be fun, I guarantee you. So come check that out right now. More information, you can message Eric Taylor in chat and get more information on that. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry, all right. It kills me not having music. The music is the fuel that drives me when I'm doing these things. All right, guys. I'm going to tear my entire studio apart today. I'm so blah. All right. Hey, every single day of the week has a special segment. And I want to tell you that Mondays is a special day. Why? Because we, as a community, recognize one of our own for their work and for their effort. I do want to say it's awesome that it's a sponsored event sponsored by ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker takes a deny by default approach to cybersecurity, just like Simply Cyber takes a village approach to community and effort. And today I would like to Larry Shervington Jr. What's up, Larry? Been a minute. Hope you're well. Thank you so very much. If you're one of the 5
best friends. Yep.
gifted members who got those gifted subs, giddy up on that. Guys, I would like to give some recognition to my friend and community member who's doing it solid, Ricky Lee. This guy, if you don't know him, his name is Tech Ricky. His real name is Ricky Lee, down in Louisiana. He was at Wild West Hackin' Fest. He was on the panel. A little nervous about being on the panel. I thought he crushed it. If you don't know, he also helped set up for the Jawjacking panel there at Wild West Hackin' Fest. Absolute great guy, solid professional, good friend. And I'm just really, really pleased to be able to introduce him to those of you who haven't met Tech Ricky yet. Solid dude. Thank you, Ricky Lee. Get with me for your Amazon gift card or your Simply Cyber merch, my man, Tech Ricky. All right, let's keep cooking, everybody.
Google ads for fake homebrew and LogMeIn sites push info stealers. Back on September 2nd, we reported on cybercriminals abusing Meta's advertising platforms with fake offers of a free TradingView premium app that spread the Broquel malware for Android. Now, a new campaign is targeting macOS developers with fake platforms for TradingView, Homebrew, and LogMeIn to deliver info-stealing malware like Amos, which is the atomic macOS stealer, and Odyssey. This new campaign uses ClickFix techniques that fool people into executing commands in terminal by trying to fix a problem on a login dialog box or a connection security confirmation step, for example. These techniques lead the victims to infect themselves with malware. When checking some of the fake domains included in this campaign, Bleeping Computer discovered that, quote, in some cases the traffic to the sites was driven via Google Ads, indicating that the threat actor promoted them to appear in Google search results, end quote.
Okay, hold on one second. Interesting. So ClickFix ClickFix is gone Apple, right? So the ClickFix technique, as a threat actor technique goes, is basically pretending to be a CAPTCHA, right? So click on all the fire hydrants, click on all the crosswalks, move the puzzle piece however you want, write the letters that you can see. What these CAPTCHAs are well known, everybody knows them. Well, threat actors have figured out that victims or humans are likely to just motion through the CAPTCHAs, and what they've introduced is the pop-up comes up, and to prove you're a human is to copy to the clipboard some code and then run the code. Okay, now what you're actually doing is running malware, or it's not really malware. What you're doing is you're running a command that's going to pull down malware typically, all right? And that's where you infect yourself and you're off and running. Now, most of the ClickFix I've seen is based on Windows, but, you know, here we go. Apple is in the house. Now, they are targeting Homebrew specifically, and if you don't know, remember, Mac computers are just Linux computers with a really, really bubblegum front end, but they're Linux computers all the same. I would normally say watch out for this one because, you know, executives love their Apple computers. The marketing team loves their Apple computers, and you got to be careful because they could fall for this. Now, Homebrew is a package manager for Mac OS, which is really, really good. And a package manager allows you to, it's like apt or yum. It allows you to pull down binaries and stuff without having to go to like a software forge, or I don't even know where people get software, GitHub or whatever. Like it allows you to pull it down from the command line, which is great. But Mac doesn't have a native package manager, so you have to install Homebrew. TLDR, the whole thing here is that this is a technical user would have to do this. So we've got a okay, so Apple is run on Unix, not Linux. Okay, guys, like actually it's Unix, Jerry. But check it out. They do the same attack technique. You see the green copy button? It's going to copy some type of malicious command to your clipboard, and then they're going to have you run it in a terminal. Once you do that, you're going to download a binary. It's going to bypass Gatekeeper, right? Because that's built in. It uses sudo, so it's going to run as root. And then it goes buck wild and steals your credentials, sensitive information stored in the browser, and pushes it to a C2. Again, since this is the current state of cybercrime is much more of a B2B play, this is $1,000 a month subscription service. So you could have no friggin' clue what you're doing. And if you pay for $1,000, you can get crime, right? So all you got to do is victimize at least up to $1,000 and you make your money back. So what do we do? Number one, educate your end users about ClickFix. Not necessarily homebrew, not necessarily info stealers and crap like that. Get in front of, shift left as far as the cyber kill chain goes. Educate your end users about ClickFix. This is not a way that CAPTCHA is going to be done. Second of all, educate your end users on Google Ads and sponsored posts potentially being malicious, because that's what they did here. Number three, and finally, for the tech people, the engineers, these domain names are malicious. You can put these into your either firewall to block. You can put these into detections to detect if this happens. You can go back and look in your logs to see if any users in your environment went here and figure it out. But these are all malicious, okay? That's what's up. All right.
Cybercrime group Everest claims Collins Aerospace hack, but mystery surrounds the story. The attack on European airports, including Heathrow, Brussels, and Berlin, dominated the news in September and even resulted in the arrest of one individual. Now, the Everest group has claimed responsibility for the cyber attack on Collins Aerospace that resulted in chaos for these airports, as well as for their employees and passengers. However, shortly after making the statement, their leak site went dark, showing only a fatal error message. As posted in Security Affairs, the Everest Group itself is, quote, part of a new generation of cybercriminal organizations that operate with a hybrid model. Instead of executing full-scale attacks alone, they often act as brokers, selling stolen access or partnering with affiliates who specialize in different stages of the intrusion chain, end quote. Speculation now abounds as to the closure of their site, which might be due to a law enforcement takedown or could simply be a tactical retreat. All
right, so this story is already, OBE or no longer relevant. Okay, so check it out. Threat actor group hits an aerospace company, has a leak site. Leak site goes down. It receives a fatal error. According to LinkedIn, the website is back up. Okay, so this story is old, right? It's not news. It's olds. Kind of like me, olds. Okay, and you can see here, Collins Aerospace database download is up and running. Since it was getting a fatal error, may I speculate what happened? Guys, just because they're criminals and just because we like dramatize cyber criminals in media as like these, converted warehouse, hoodie wearing, dark spaces with, cool lights and cool clothes and techno music and all that other jazz. Guess what? They're using the same computers we use. They have the same operating systems that we have. They run the same web servers. And maybe, just maybe, one of their team members was updating the web server and broke it, or they were trying to apply a patch, right? You gotta patch it, and broke it. Maybe they did something stupid and broke it. A fatal error, the web server was down, guy. That's it. They fixed it, back up and running. Crime is business as usual. That's all I think that happened. I think that, it's speculating a takedown. I got news for you, okay? Just as like a small hot tip. When law enforcement takes your criminal website down, they brand it with a big old splash page that says, this has been taken down by Dutch police, Europol, Interpol, FBI, Secret Service, IRS, cybercrime. Like, law enforcement has a bevy of splash pages that they love sticking up on takedowns. So the fact that it just said fatal error, dude, it was a junior engineer. Hold on, today's Monday. What day did this go down? I bet you somebody with 1 to 3 years of experience applied patches on Friday afternoon. And then, Everest threat actor group, the senior guys, they went to the beach. And the junior analyst had to spend the night, restoring from backups. Listen, guys, even threat actors got a GRC. You picking up what and putting down? I bet you this junior analyst didn't put in a change ticket. GRC Mafia Unite. And by the way, if your moral compass is broken, Everest ransomware group's probably looking for a GRC analyst level 1, someone to put in some policies, straighten out those engineers. All right, let's keep. Computer, play.
From space is easier than you think. Researchers from the University of Maryland and the University of California, San Diego say they were, quote, able to intercept sensitive data from the U.S. military, telecommunications
This
firms,
has got to be academic
major businesses
research.
and organizations by passively scanning and collecting unencrypted data from the satellites responsible for beaming that information across the globe.
Yep.
Quote. The team focused on geostationary satellites and used inexpensive, commercially available equipment. They stated that, quote, many organizations do not routinely monitor the security of their own satellite communication links, end quote, and that content scrambling is, quote, surprisingly unlikely to be used for private networks using geo-satellite to backhaul IP network traffic from remote areas, end quote. A link to this report is available in the show notes to this episode.
All right. Again, I've been around for like I know I don't look it, but I'm a million years old. Okay, like I'm old. I've been around. You can tell within seconds of sniffing this story that it's academic research. Okay. Now it is commercially available equipment, but I don't know how practical it is. Okay. Essentially, I got to tell you, for $600, this could be like an interesting study to recreate yourself. I am taking 2 weeks off in December. Just because I'm taking 2 weeks off in December doesn't mean that I'm going to like go live in a hole. Like, I'm going to get nerdy. This could be fun. Here's the deal. In 2001, okay, this is above academic research. I would agree. There is a viable threat actor approach here that could be interesting. But let me just tell you. Shut up, Code Brew. You're 45 almost? Wow. Listen, I spent time with Code Brew like last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. Dudes, easily get maybe 32. All right. So check it out. The year is 2003, 2004. Wireless networks are everywhere and nobody is encrypting them. There's a thing called war driving, right? People drive around and they see all these wireless networks and they use oh my God. What is the Kismet? They use Kismet to steal information. They use Wireshark in a promiscuous mode antenna to steal information. I used to do this on the train. I had to take the train into Boston for a while. I would just sit on the train and grab people's data, look at their passwords and stuff. I never did anything with it, but it was a fun exercise. Now, the year is 2025. Wireless networks are super encrypted, but apparently information to satellites are not. And that's it. So they scanned 39 satellites. Guys, if you look in the sky, there's hundreds and hundreds of satellites in geosynchronous orbit. What geosynchronous just means that they're all kind of moving at the same pace around the Earth, so they're not going to bump into each other. And that data is available to be sniffed, stolen, and whatever. Okay? Interesting. How can this be leveraged? I'm not sure. Again, with these these satellite networks, at least with a wireless network, you knew it was someone around you. You could stand outside of a bank, right, and sniff the traffic, and you knew you were getting traffic from the bank, right? So again, I'm not suggesting you commit cybercrime. All I'm saying is you could target pretty easily with the wireless sniffing attacks. With these ones, I mean, I don't know how you tell what satellite you're attacking. I don't know how you tell what information you're getting. Yes, there are things like U.S. military, governments, T-Mobile, etc., talking and whatnot, but I feel like you'd have a lot of data that you'd have to sift through, okay? I don't know if this is legal or illegal. It is unencrypted traffic that's just out there for you to grab, so in my opinion, it's not illegal. And if you're curious, to me, an analogy would be like you're in a room with Space Tacos and Sunshine 24/77, and Space Tacos says to Sunshine, hey, my password is Winter Fledgling Baker. And then Sunshine's like, I got it. Winter Fledgling Baker. And I'm just standing there like listening. And I'm like, I can hear your password. I can hear it. So I'm not committing crime. I'm not attacking you. It's just you're putting it out there. So definitely worth looking at. The academic research is out there. Again, I don't know how viable an attack this is. Second of all, what I would like to say is, I say this every time cybersecurity comes up. Hold on 1 second. This is the de facto book. Where is it? Bro. Oh my God, hold on. Right here. This is the de facto book right here. Cybersecurity for Space, Oakley. If you're interested at all in learning about cyber and space, this is where you start. This is step one. Okay. Tim Fowler over at Anti-Siphon does a course as well, which I've taken. Or I've taken I've done some training with him. I can't remember what it is now. But you can get this is like step 2 if you want to get into it. Just TLDR, cybersecurity in space is really hard. Space is really hard, okay? There's a lot of limitations on power, on capability, and all these other things in space. So cybersecurity is definitely not first in line. We're probably like 17th in line as far as priorities go.
SolarWinds security chief Tim Brown reflects on the 2020 hack. Speaking at Melbourne's CyberCon last Friday, Brown recalls the December 12th hack and its implications for the company he worked for, as well as for its 300,000 customers. Occurring as it did during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, the email platform his team relied on for communication during lockdown was unavailable, and all of his team had to return to the office. He said, quote, "You get the world wanting verbal communication, not written communication. And that is a kind of an important lesson. You can write things down, but they want to talk to the CISO." End quote. The stress and resulting lawsuits led to Brown suffering a heart attack. He is still CISO at SolarWinds.
Guys, I was literally going to say, I'm surprised this guy's alive. And then I wasn't being flippant about it. Like, he lost 25 pounds in 20 days. He had a heart attack. Guys, I got to tell you 2 things. Number 1, I believe SolarWinds is the most elegant, sophisticated, deliberate cyber attack in history. Stuxnet is in the conversation. The Bangladesh bank heist is in the conversation. But the SolarWinds attack, undeniably, major impact, sophisticated, elegant, all of the things. This poor guy right here. I got to tell you really quickly, all my career, I wanted to be a CISO. All my career, that was the goal. Climb the mountain, get to the top. When you catch the ambulance, when you become a CISO, ask someone who's a CISO. When you get there, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't want it. No, it's like getting caught with cigarettes when you're young and like your dad throws you in the closet. He's like, go on, smoke them all. And then you come out and you're just like puking. You're like, oh, I don't like this. I don't want it. That's like what being a CISO is. Okay, this guy, friggin' heart attack, 25 pounds in 20 days, probably just getting lambasted left, right, and center. The SolarWinds attack, dude, SolarWinds was everywhere in the government, in private business, Fortune 500 companies, and we still had no idea whether or not we were able to root them out. You'd only have to, obviously, I grew up in the 80s, right, where, you know, parents would do that to you. We still don't know if we routed everybody out, the Russians out of all the technology in there. Plus, doing this during the pandemic was pretty crazy. All I would say is this is a good one if you are if you're a GRC person, right? Which many of us are, because I love GRC and I try to bring GRC love to the community. And your goal is to be a CISO. I'm not going to take that from you. Go for it. You do you, boo. Okay? But you should read this story and see like what it's like. And in fact, this could actually be pretty good. Say you're like a mid-tier, like 3 to 7 years of experience in the industry. This would be a great story to read through, understand, and appreciate what it looks like when you deal with a massive nation state level cyber attack that is devastating to your business. And then, be able to speak to it, because, when you're dealing with an incident, a lot of the business wants updates. They want to know what's going on. In this particular instance, I'm sure Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Defense, the Department of Energy, federal politicians were probably wanting to know what's going on. You're dealing with a lot of crap, in addition to actually trying to resolve this incident, right? Let me see this. Senators want to talk to SolarWinds cyber attack. I'm just curious, okay? December. So this attack happened in early December, okay? Early December 2000. They say in the story right here. Hold on. Let me just pull this up really quick. I'm sorry, really quick. Oh my gosh, bro. Check this out. December 12th is the day that SolarWinds found out. Okay? 4 days later, 6 senators. If this guy looked like he was walking funny at work later that week, it's because he had 6 U.S. senators up his butt. That'll make you walk funny. Jesus, dude. Like, this guy's trying to deal with an active incident of one of the most sophisticated threat actors in the world penetrating his environment and all of the clients of SolarWinds, a multi-billion-dollar company who potentially could face catastrophic financial impact. And this guy's got senators up him. Woo! 23 civilian CFO act agencies failed to implement 7 of the most foundational practices. This is a hot mess express, okay? And we're talking 5 years later. The fact the guy is still a CISO is bananas to me, honestly. I'm out. It's outrageous. All right, let's keep cooking here. All right, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't play the music. Listen, guys, that's going to do it for the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Thank you for attending episode 987. It was a business continuity episode because we were unable to run the music. I'm on a backup soundboard. We got it sorted out as best we could. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere because we are going to be doing Jawjacking from 9 to 9:30. Until then, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. All right, what's up, everybody? I am using the Restream music feature, right? So it says lo-fi. We'll see how it goes. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. What is this? This is Jawjacking, coming hot off the heels of a long weekend for me. And the way we do this is, if you have questions, drop them in chat with a Q, and I will do everything in my power to answer them. You guys are wonderful people. We're 2 weeks out from Simply CyberCon. So we got that cooking. We're going to go to 9:30, I think. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you. Yes. We have a Simply Defensive episode today. Oh, KevTech IT is going to be in here where they're going to be talking help desk to SOC. So if you are looking for inspiration, you want to go from the help desk to the SOC, come giddy up on that. All right, let's see here. Tom says, hi, Jerry. I'll be at Simply CyberCon. Like you, I live on Starbucks French roast exclusively. I'm buying. How much should I bring in? I'm a runner. Let me know if you're heading out for a run. Oh, man, Tom, that's awesome. Dude, I got to tell you really quick, running downtown Charleston is a lot of fun if you like city running, okay? Not everybody likes city running because you can get hit by a car, but it is what it is, okay? Elliot Matisse, I have not got the badges yet, but I've been in Massachusetts for 4 days. I'm going to the PO box right after this, or I have a meeting. Hold on, what am I doing? I have a very important meeting at 10 a.m., but after that, I'm going to the PO box, okay? I will let you know if I'm going out for a run, Tom. In fact, for anyone who is a runner, maybe we could set up a run party. We'll see, though, Tom. I rented hotel rooms for my kids so they could have the hotel experience. Plus, I had to rent a bunch of hotel rooms because I was going to pay for them anyways. And thanks, Tom, for the French roast. I will absolutely slug the living hell out of some French roast, dude. Next question. All right, so Roswell UK is saying that the mic is getting high volume peaks. That's probably right. I speak really loud. Let me put the microphone further away from my face. I've moved the microphone further from my face. Let me know if that helps. Chris Young says, are tickets still available for Simply CyberCon? The answer is yes. Go to simplycybercon.org. Simplycybercon.org, and you can see here. Bro. Yeah, right here. Click here, Chris Young, and you can get some tickets. All right, let's keep going. Professor G coming in from Glowhen. I need advice. Me and my 20 students got scammed by a cyber training program based in Houston. Originally had us pull a $35,000 loan, and they drastically reduced their rate and forced us to graduate. So we're forced to face the loan now with very minimal training. How can we defend ourselves? Dude, that to me sounds like a legal case. I would say, what did the lawyers say? I mean, to me, that's fraudulent. You know what I mean? Honestly, what I would do is I would look at what the, not obviously, but I would assume you signed some type of contract or whatever with this boot camp. Maybe you can point to that. You might be able to do a civil action against them, class action lawsuit, which I wouldn't do a class action lawsuit because I feel like you never get your money back on that one. But dude, that sucks. Guys, can you please, boot camps, like there's a couple, okay? There are ones that are fine. Like you could even think of like WGU as kind of a boot camp. I mean, not really, but like there are ones out there that are legit, but there's so many scumbags out there who are ripping people off. Pisses me off, man. All right, here we go. Elliot Matisse is getting in late Sunday and flying out early Tuesday. Would like to get a run in at some point. I like it. Cyber risk switch. Are you really running if you don't actually get hit by a car? All right, let's keep going here. Speaking of stress, this is from STV0887. Speaking of stress, what do you think are the top 5 most stressful industries to work in cybersecurity? I mean, well, number 1 is financial services, number 1, for sure. Number 2, I would think like energy and gas, because it's so vital. Here, let me look. This isn't so number 1's finance for sure. Number 2, I would say like energy and gas, because it's, so much of it. Number 3, healthcare, because I mean, you literally, people could die. And then just for 2 more to throw them out there. Manufacturing, since they get targeted so much. And then maybe like some type of like tech business, right? Like one where your product is online. So like if you go down, you're down. That's probably what I would say to that. Cyber risk, which my website's having a huge increase in hits from China and Singapore. Could this be increased botnet activity or hacking attempts? It's probably both. Cyber risk, which nothing you can do about it. There's only one internet, and it's incredibly hostile. Mick Gay says, to autoproof our CPs, we need to date each episode in your CISO series news list ribbon. Always had it to date. It was great. You didn't have it on today. Was that rather live chat rolling? Yeah, so Mick Gay, what I would say is, so the scrolling ticker thing doesn't have the date anymore, but what I would say is, give me 1 second and I'll show you what to do. All right, so this is me live right now. This is you, Nick K, live. Okay, look right here at the bottom. See where it says October 20th, Top Cyber News Now, episode 987. The actual episode, the YouTube title. Make sure that is in the screenshot, and that'll get you sorted out. Okay, dude. All right. Lowsec Loot says, let's do a SCCon beer exchange. Oh my. You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention, Lowsec Loot. I'm happy to do that. Let's see. Emilio Garcia is going to go speak to a college class tonight, inspired by Jerry and Team SC. Hell yeah, dude. Go on, Emilio, you do it. All right. Episode 1000 is in 2 weeks-ish. Yeah. Hey, reminder to everybody that if you would like to submit for the 1000th episode, I'm actually asking people to snip their favorite parts. I have to find it really quickly. Does anyone have the link to that really quick? I think it's, oh God, hold on 1 second. Give me a second. Always how the sausage is made. All right, here we go. Oh my God, bro. Okay, so check this out. This is, I'm asking people, because I don't have time. Like, I wish people really, I know many of you understand the amount of effort. I've been traveling a lot, and the amount of effort it's taking for the conference to go off is a lot. So I'll admit it, I just don't have time to do something fun for the 1000th episode. So I've asked the community to submit clips for their favorite 1000th episode. And I will do my best to put together some type of montage or whatever. And we can have some fun with it, okay? And if you're looking for the Crank episode, I believe it's like around March 21st, 22nd of 2023. All right, here we go. Continuing to read in chat. Fun questions today, guys. But Stones fan had a question. So Tom says, do I need to pick a track for Monday at CyberCon? I'm attending the OSINT training on Sunday. Great. You do not have to pick a track. Both tracks are right next to each other. When I mean, for me personally, the way I like to do a conference and the way I set Simply CyberCon up is that like the talks kind of end at the same time. There's 15-minute breaks, so you can go from one track to the other. Now, there's going to be about 100 people there. They're seating for about 50 to 60 people per room. So you could run into a situation where like you don't have a seat, but you know, it is what it is. I also have a chill out room in at the event. There's going to be some magic, some pop-up. If you would like, listen really quickly, I haven't really told people this, but if you would like to do a pop-up workshop at Simply CyberCon, which simply means you have your computer, you have like seating for like 10 people in front of you and a display. And if you wanted to do something for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, let me know or be ready to tell me and we can sign you up. Like I'm going to do like a LinkedIn profile roast. I think James McQuiggan's going to do a deep fake thing. I think InfoSec Pat is going to show you how to like Kerber roast or something. Like it's just pop-up workshops. It's a fun little thing. Inside the chill out room. Also, there'll be a table for Magic the Gathering. I bought some Magic the Gathering cards that are coming in a few days. I will have those out. Please don't steal them, but they'll be out there if you want to play Magic and have some fun. You know, there's going to be breakfast and lunch served. A lot of people are saying transportation industry is stressful. Okay. All right, 923, looking at it. Remember, if you are not going to be able to attend Simply CyberCon in person, both tracks will be live streamed, okay? The Velvet Bandit says, which state do you believe has best chance for cyber positions? GRC preferably. Ooh. Which state? Interesting. You know, I never really think about like at the state level. Honestly, I could see Virginia being a good one simply because it's outside DC. You might get a lot of like gotta work in person opportunities, and there's a lot of GRC work, a lot of CMMC work, or businesses that want to do work with the U.S. government. So if it were me, if I was telling my son where to move for GRC work, I would say Virginia. Now, really quickly, I just went to cyberseek.org and looked, and you can see here total job openings. Virginia's got 53,000, Texas 42,000, 44,000. Dude, actually, I didn't know this ahead of time, okay? But on this map, Virginia has the most job openings of all of them. So my hot take, my speculative thoughts actually align with reality. Well, again, this particular website gets a lot of shade thrown at it because are these really available job openings? But if it were me, I would tell my kid to move to Virginia. That's what I did. 2005, got in the car, moved to Maryland. I worked in Virginia at the Pentagon. And I did I did software engineering work, and then I did GRC work. All right. Stones fan, what's up, Rob? Says, will there be available on the channel after the conference? I'll be in a cruise without Wi-Fi. Yeah, they will all be available on replay. Also, enjoy that cruise, dude. I know you've been dealing with some crap, so I'm happy to hear that you're going to be cruising. Elliot Matisse says, Virginia, Maryland. There you go, agreeing. Rogue Cyber says, what's the state of remote cyber jobs? It seems like a lot of companies are moving back to work from the office. Yeah, I don't have good insights in that, Rogue Cyber. I would think I don't know. I know people who have just put out posts for remote jobs. A lot of businesses are getting back to in the office, especially for more junior level roles. Here's the thing. Senior level roles, people already know how to do the work. Junior level roles, and this is no shade to youngs, okay? But junior level roles, especially if like it's your first corporate gig, I mean this with all respect, okay? You don't know how to work in corporate America yet, okay? There's protocols, there's vibes, there's ways to communicate, there's swim lanes, there's all this other crap. And sometimes you get it through nonverbal cues. Sometimes you especially like different generations interacting with each other. So interacting in person does have value. It's not just like, oh, making me drive to work. And by the way, I don't ever want to go back to the office. I don't like going to the office, but I do understand that there's value in it. So I don't have current vibes on the state of return to office for cyber jobs, but I think of many jobs, cyber is one that, can very much handle not being in person. 4 minutes until Simply Defensive. Thank you. All right. FedEx says, low-key, I accepted a new job offer starting November 3rd, hence why I'm not at SCCon. I'm about to give my notice. Oh, FedEx. I came in like a nice, dude. Super pumped for you, FedEx. David P says he's in and he would love to do something. Guys, I'm going to try to set up some type of like sign-up list or something for the pop-up workshops, just so people know what the workshops are going to be so they can attend. I got to figure that out. We have a meeting later today. I'll ask for help. I don't even know how to set that up, but we will be doing pop-up workshops. Paris Gatsby says, love the show. Thanks, Paris Gatsby. We got 2 minutes. Brandon Williams says, thinking about going for the CISP, although I can only be an associate. Is it worth it? Listen, Brandon Williams, if you can get it at the associate level, and when you get enough time, it automatically transitions to the full, then do it. If you have to retake the CISP, then I would wait. That's what I would do. If you can get your employer to pay for it, I would absolutely do it. Oh, Dennis Keefe just onboarded with a new OSINT job. I came in like a dude, we come back from a couple days off, and you guys are just getting new jobs left, right, and center. Michael Eisling, squad member. Dude, we're killing it up in here. Thank you, Simply Cyber community. You guys make my heart go pitter-pat. I got to tell you really quick before we go to the stream here, we had to board our dogs, which is the first time in our lives of all the times Mrs. Auger and I have ever had dogs, we had to board them. We had to. We didn't have a choice. She went and got the dogs while I was streaming. As soon as I shut this stream down, I am running like a bat out of hell into my house and loving on those dogs. I can't wait. It's going to be good. All right, everybody, check it out now. We're going to go raid Simply Defensive. And if you don't know KevTech IT, he's great. He's an absolute great person. He's a Simply Cyber community member as well. Let's go raid. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. You all keep crushing it. Thanks for so much good news. Oh, Kishin InfoSec got laid off. Ugh.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Not feeling that, man. Sorry about that, Kishin InfoSec. Everybody be well. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Until next time, stay secure.